And apparently we're going to go up this trail here. Various stops. Probably go as far as I can and then come back and hit the stops. This part of the trail is rightfully called Camino de Tortuga, or Road of the Turtles, and what we have before us is the Wall of Tears. You can jump online and find out the history, but it deals with prisoners who were kept here. As we approach the Wall of Tears, these walls that were built perhaps as a wall around a community, 1946-1959. El Muro de las Lagrimas. Between 1946 and 59, the infamous Isabela Penitentiary Colony. The Galapagos was a distant retreat for adventurers or scary outcasts and a destination for political prisoners and common delinquents. The Wall of Tears is the only remaining evidence of a prison camp where abuse of power finished with the lives of many prisoners. The interpretive sign says it was a futile gesture. Its purpose was to destroy the prisoners. You can just imagine when they started with the first thin wall of rocks. And after they got to a certain height where it was not stable, they were told to build on the side of it and make it wider until it was. And just keep doing that until you die. Those that believe the world is a better place are probably correct. By some rubrics, but to suggest that evil has gone and does not lurk in the hearts of men is pure fantasy. The brutal irony that the only purpose of this wall was to kill people slowly, while those who controlled it gloried in their perverse pleasure. Santa Cruz Island is somewhere way off in that direction. About 2.5 hours by speedboat, actually. Looking down straight ahead, you can see the bay where the boats are moored, and then to the left, beyond the beach, is Villamil. There are the flamingo lagoons, for lack of a better term, called Salinas lagoons. Off in that direction, more volcanoes you see, plus that big one that's right up in there, Sierra Negra. And in the opposite direction. Looking pretty much west right now. And then off to the north. Coming here, as did the Beagle and other ships, and in particular Darwin. Imagine when it first dawned on him. I don't know if it was when he was in the islands, or because he was in the islands, or afterward, that this was a unique environment, a unique ecosystem. That the isolation of these islands 650 miles from the mainland, as well as the relative isolation from each other, would dramatically alter the way he could look at nature again. And yet, as I stand here, I try to imagine that I had the level of ignorance that his society had at that time. That all concepts that he later uncovered were yet unimagined by the majority, if not all, people, scientists included. I can't even come close to empathizing with that level of ignorance, and I don't mean that in a negative sense. At least this shaded little kiosk is a blessing, particularly with the beautiful cool breezes at this altitude. Cool breezes, I might add, that fight intermittently with warm ones. Cool breezes remind me that I only have to get from here down the steep hill, down the road, stopping at all the sites I passed by, until I get into town, past the beach over there, and into my hostel, where I can take a cold shower and turn the air conditioning on. Slightly different pan from a little bit lower elevation. All these hummocks, of course, are whole volcanoes, probably including that thing right down below us. First stop on the way back. I imagine Estero means estuary. Stay away from the apples, which must be the poisonous fruit of the manzanilla. Away from here we can see the white Haley button, red and black mangroves. Mangrove that's impressively big and thick, like this one, I guess. A lovely little hobbit-like pathway through the mangrove. Almost imagine a house being made from these. A little beach, the tide is out, so lots of beach. If the lure of my own shower and air conditioning were not so great, I'd find it quite lovely to get undressed into my shorts and lie down in the shade in the stream, let the cool water run over me. Life is good. I can imagine having a little house right where I'm sitting with air conditioning and screens. What a lovely, tranquil place, particularly if somehow, somewhere, you had such a spot with an ocean view also. Ideal. And if there were snakes here, which I do not believe there are, how would you know? I don't know if this is this area over here, this trail. We'll find out. I'm guessing this pretty little pond is a poza.